This is Candace Dotson. I'm the Director of eLearning for the Office of eLearning at the Department of Education. And I'm here today along with some educator experts of one of our strategic partners and my colleague, Mary Carnahan, to bring to you our webinar on Symbalooing your digital resources. So a couple of things, just to remind you logistically. I know if you've been following along in the chat window, Mary's been reminding people of this. Mary has been muting everyone as they join so that we'll be able to have our presenters uninterrupted. But what we would like to do is encourage you to ask questions as we go, and you can do that by putting those in the chat window. Now, if you're not seeing the chat window on your computer, you should go to the very top of the screen, and you should see a kind of a lime green bar that says Viewing Mary Carnahan's Application. If you drop that down, you will see chat and participants, and you can click on those and bring the chat window up. So then I encourage you, as the presentation goes along, if you have a question or a thought that comes to mind, to enter it into the chat window. And Mary and I will work to help our presenters to address those questions. Or we encourage you, to talk to each other in that window. It's a great place to meet others from around the state who are interested in learning about Symbaloo today with us. So welcome again, and we'll go ahead and get started. And first, just a couple little things from the Office of eLearning before we jump right in with our presenters. So we are, believe it or not, ending January. Hard to believe, and I know it's been a rough one for all of us with the weather out there. I hope everybody's staying warm today. But February is just right around the corner, and February is the month with the National Digital Learning Day in it. And but in Indiana, we like to expand that to a whole month of digital learning. And we're going to do that again. This will be our third year to really kind of honor digital learning in the month of February. And you can see on the screen that we're going to be having some pretty exciting things going on that offer resources and ways for you to connect over the month. So our Indiana Digital Learning Month 28-day Web 2.0 Challenge is an amazing blog that happens every single day. We have guests who blog about a Web 2.0 tool that can be used in the classroom or for your own teaching and learning. And they not only put up a little information about it in a tutorial, but they'll put up how they are using it. And that's every single day that you can learn about a new tool. So that's going on. We'll have a Digital Learning Day photo challenge where we encourage people to take a picture of digital learning in their districts and put it up. We're going to have a great Pinterest activity going on called Pinovation, where we're going to be highlighting expert educational pinners from around the state, a different board each day. And then we're doing something new this year called Stop, Drop, and Tweet for our Twitter friends out there. And we're going to have more information about all of these things. And you can see the link there at the bottom. You can get all that information. But you can also get it by just going to our webpage, which here you see the Office of eLearning, and that's my office's webpage, and you can see right there the Digital Learning Day under the picture of the little girl. You can click right on that banner and get to all the information about the initiative that I just spoke to you about. As well as when you get to the Office of eLearning page, you can find always there all of the initiatives that we have going on, either on our front page or through the links to the left side. So we're hopeful that you will join us in February for those great events. And then if we go past, and I see Mary put in the chat window the link to our website, and you can find it under the Department of Ed just by dropping down under Educators and Administrators and looking for eLearning. Another thing that we want to start is we have an online eLearning book club that Mary Carnahan leads for us. We do those throughout the year, in the spring, in the summer, and the fall. And we're starting the one this week, and we're reading the book called Invent to Learn, which is all about the maker movement, which is really an exciting thing that's happening around the United States, but kind of taking off slowly in Indiana. So that group begins this week, and you can see, again, the link there, and then that is also off our website where you can join in, get the book. Mary posts a question from the reading every week, and then everyone just interacts online, and people meet each other and have great discussions about the book. So I would encourage you to join our Spring eLearning Book Club. And Mary will take us to our next slide. We also host out of the Office of eLearning. We do have a Twitter profile, and where lots of stuff is shared. If you're following #INELearn, you can certainly connect with lots of wonderful educators from around the state and actually kind of globally. Lots of resources are shared there. So I encourage you to follow that if you're in Twitter. But one thing that we do specifically is we host a Twitter chat on Thursday evenings, and those happen at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And so even if you've never been part of a chat, you can just get online and follow along. But every Thursday we have a different topic and people join in the conversation. And this week we're talking about, what do you do with the parents who are not really keen on the idea of having a one-to-one device for their students, and they're not really understanding, and they really don't want their child to participate. So we're going to have a conversation from people all over the state and probably beyond about what do we do about that, and how do we continue to have the learning take place. So don't forget, every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, you can connect with us, but follow that hashtag every day for lots of great resources. And today we are just really fortunate. A couple of things just excite me about today's webinar. First of all, I am a big user of Symbaloo. I'm kind of a visual learner anyway, so I was thrilled when Symbaloo was brought to my attention. Actually, it's been a couple years ago, I think. I love being able to organize my own desktop, so all of those places that I have to go frequently every day to get my work done, I love having those in my Symbaloo mix. And they're right there when I open my computer up, and I'm able to use that all day long, and it's easy to adjust, and you're going to find more about that. So I'm thrilled that today we're going to be telling everybody about Symbaloo. But the other thing I'm so excited about is our presenters. So today we have two amazing teachers from the Evansville-Vanderburgh School Corporation in the southern tip of the state, Shelley Breivogel and Kimber, Scarlett, both of whom I happen to know and admire very much the work that they do in their schools. They are not only great professional educators, they are doing an amazing job of integrating technology and really using it to make their work, I hope they'll say, easier and more organized, but in communicating that with their students and their parents. So we are thrilled today to let you be part of the learning with Shelley and Kimber. And I'm going to say welcome to you ladies, and I would like to turn the presentation over to you.
Hi, my name is Kimber Scarlett, and I teach 5th grade at Scott School in Evansville-Vanderburgh School Corporation.
And this is Shelley. I teach 2nd grade.
All right, today we're really going to get into what is Symbaloo to us and how we've made it really our own as far as working with other teachers and our parents and our students in our classrooms. The first thing it really allowed us to do was to organize our favorites and to be able to share them with our team, but also be able to find them again ourselves after we've saved them. It's also free, and it can be used on any computer or mobile device. Today, and it's super easy to learn, so that's what we're excited about to show you. Today our agenda is going to be, we're going to go through how we've used Symbaloo, and we've really started it with our curriculum maps, and that work started a few years ago. And then we're going to show you all how to get started and create an account and start to make webmixes and tiles. And then we're going to finish up with some fun features and different things that we've done with our Symbaloo.
Okay, why should you use Symbaloo? That's what we're going to tell you now. There's so many reasons why you should use Symbaloo. Mainly, it allows you to organize all your content in a meaningful way. So instead of like we used to do with our favorites and trying to find what we needed, this is just much more visual and user-friendly. So I'd like to start off with our student activities. We work together in our grade level teams with our curriculum maps, and depending on how you divide your year up, your curriculum up, we do ours in quarters. So we look at, the quarter we're in, if we're in quarter 1, unit 1, and we look at those skills that we're teaching our students. For example, it could be place value, cause and effect, words in context, and we set up links for our students on their own webmix. So here's an example of our first quarter student webmix. It's nice because our students can reinforce what, they can get reinforcement from what we're doing in the classroom. And it's also nice when parents ask for additional support at home. This is something they can also access and use from home. So we really like that. We get a lot of good feedback from parents on the student webmixes. Another positive feedback we get is from our Parental Communication webmix. Here we set up something that our parents could use for their desktop. There's instant links to the student gradebook, maybe the website, our school website, the volunteer link, the school calendar. There's also homework help here, homework support. So just a lot of the resources that parents are sometimes frustrated in finding on a daily basis.
And where we've really seen it all come together is for our team's collaboration. Our building is large and we're sharing among multiple people. And so rather than having to share links of resources for certain units that we're doing, for certain topics within our quarters, we're able to share the webmix between our entire team and develop great spots to go for those resources. And this example that you're looking at is the one that our 5th grade team is currently working on. You can see at the top we've got a couple of our novels and help for ideas, different ways to use those novels. We're working really hard on figurative language, so we have lots of links to that as well as worksheets that contain them. And our team is divided up with language arts. We also teach social studies for language arts teachers. So you can see along the left side we have links to different videos that kids are going to be watching to introduce new topics in our social studies unit, and then resources. This page is specifically meant for the teacher. Our kids aren't going into this site. These aren't game sites. These are, maybe it's PD for our teachers to watch videos on how to teach different skills. But these sites are strictly for teachers, whereas the one that Shelley showed you previously, those are student activities for them to log in and do to reinforce the skills that we're teaching.
The nice thing about it, too, is we're controlling when the students are seeing certain web mixes. So we've got them focused on the skills we're teaching currently. I'd like to go through a few more that you don't see on your screen, but if you're not familiar with Symbaloo, something that you might want to get familiar with is Google Docs, because you can link any of your documents or presentations that you might have into a webmix. Dropbox is something else we also use a lot. We store maybe tests or worksheets or other resources that are paper, and those make links to the Symbaloo webmixes. Promethean Planet or flip charts, you can link those, and that's nice. The other thing, you can also link YouTube videos, and the nice thing about linking the YouTube videos in Symbaloo, when you pull those up for the kids to see, you do not see any of the advertisements that you typically would see if you go straight to the YouTube website. It'll just immediately pop up what you want them to see and none of the extras that are distractions. Another use is for research projects. I know even in my 2nd grade class, we're working on, here you can see the video that pops up, no commercials. Okay, research projects, even my 2nd graders now are working on creating a PowerPoint presentation, and in order to guide them to use the correct materials online, I created a webmix with all of the links to the resources I wanted them to use online, which was nice. It also allows you to differentiate for students. Maybe you have a challenging website for some of your higher students, and you can also meet the needs of your lower students. one of the best things I like about this is when I'm giving a presentation, I like setting up my presentation and all the resources I plan to use on a Symbaloo. And that makes it nice. It's all in one spot, and then you can share out that Symbaloo with the people that attended your presentation.
I'm looking back at one of the questions here, and it asks about how we collaborate within our Webmixes. Our grade levels each have their own Webmix. So all fifth grade teachers, Symbaloo account. So all fifth grade teachers log in with the same Gmail and password, and that allows us all to share the different Webmixes, and also for our whole team to be able to add tiles. Are there any more questions there?
What we try to do is divide up the workload. For example, the student Webmix, what we do, we have 5 second grade teachers. So we try to stay a month ahead. Let's say right now we're currently in our 3rd quarter, our 2nd unit. So what we would be doing now is working on a unit ahead. And we divide it up. We have each teacher search for 5 language arts and 5 math activities that are free and online, and link those to the appropriate Webmix. That gives us a variety. It engages all the teachers, and I think it also gives the teachers a better grasp of what the standards are and what it is they are teaching, because it really makes you, when you're looking at your curriculum map and then you're searching for good websites, good links, good activities, you know, it really makes you wrap your mind around what you're doing. The same holds true for the teacher Webmixes, like Kimber said. We use our team meetings. We meet twice a week, and a lot of times we'll sit with laptops and we will search for resources, or it could be things we already have, documents that we already have, e-books that we might share among each other with maybe flip charts, and we add to our teacher Webmixes also. Formative assessments we put on there. We also have links to the materials from the book companies that we use. National Geographic is who we use for reading, so we have a lot of links to the National Geographic. We have them links to our workbook pages. You know, if you get a new student, right there, you know exactly where to go to get that workbook page if you need it, or the story online that you're reading for the week, vocabulary cards. It just makes it really nice and convenient. If you would have a substitute teacher, let's say you have to have a long-term sub, what are you going to do? If you've got this in place, the Symbaloo in place, you know, you really are handing them exactly what they need to carry on in your classroom, to take what you know, they can go right from where you left off. They've got all the resources at their fingertips. They've got their tests, their vocabulary, they know what the skills are, they know what the standards are. It's very transparent. From a principal standpoint, that's something that they also appreciate. Sometimes we have emergencies, you know, you don't know what tomorrow will bring, and it's always nice to be prepared. If for some reason our standards change from one quarter to another, Symbaloo has made it real easy to move tiles, so we can make adjustments as we need to. You can put as many tiles on a Webmix as you want, and you can create as many Webmixes as you need.
Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and move into how do you create an account with Symbaloo?
Okay, this is very easy. I know some of you already have an account, some of you don't, but basically you're going to go to symbalooedu.com, and there you will see 3 spots. You need your name, email, and a password, and you have an account. Before you start using your Webmix, you will want to make sure that you verify your account through your email, or you won't be able to manipulate and grow your Webmix until you verify.
Once you've created your account, your next step comes in with making the web mix and your tiles. So we're going to go ahead and look at this is our home page that all of our 5th grade teachers share. And as you can see, I do have a lot of web mixes. The tabs across the top, where you can see it's colonies, LA 3-1, students 3-1, those are the title of the web mixes that we use in 5th grade. And so what we're going to show you today is how you create your own web mix. So if you look over to the far right-hand spot on the screen, you'll see the plus sign. If you click on the plus sign, it pops up to add a web mix, and we're just going to add an empty web mix and give it a name, and we're going to add. And it immediately pops up. And you can see right in the middle of the web mix we have our Google search bar, and that's standard across the board. So, so that's how we make our new web mixes. So now we're going to go into how you create a tile. And the first thing we need to do for making a tile is you need to find a favorite website that falls under the category that you're working in. So since ours is IDOE, we're going to go ahead and go to the IDOE professional development site and copy and steal that URL. And then as you go across those squares are called tiles. And if you click on one of the tiles after you hover, it will pop up to add a tile. There it comes. We're going to create a tile, and then we're just going to paste the URL. There's the site. And if you click on the show text, if you'll look at that again, we're going to unclick the box, and you can see that the words disappear. We click on it, and those words appear. So you can choose whether or not that you have certain words on there. You can label it whatever you want. Then you can choose a background color, whatever you like, and then save it. And it pops right into your web mix. Now, you'll notice on Shelley and on our web mixes, we have a lot of cutesy pictures, and especially for our student site, we try to put things that are really engaging for the students, and hopefully it'll pick that link to go to do that activity. So I'm going to show you how to upload your own personal picture. We've still stolen that same URL. We're going to create the tile, copy and paste the address. Again, it's your choice of showing the text and what exactly you want it to say. And as you go down, you'll notice that one choice is choose an icon. Symbaloo has tons of ready-made pictures that you can pick. So any of those, you just click on it and it'll pop right up on your tile. But instead of doing that, I'm going to show you how to bring your own picture. So you choose upload an image and then choose a file, and any picture that you've got saved on your computer, upload it, and you can make it whatever size or shape you would like, and then choose to use it down at the bottom right, and then you still have to poke save at the bottom right hand side of that little screen. And so it's the same site, except one has a personalized picture and one has the icon from the IDOE. Are there any questions on that? I'm looking to see our chat. Okay. Then we're going to go on to how we share these web mixes with our parents especially. That way they don't need any special login when they get home. If you look at the top right-hand side above your web mix titles, you'll see the share icon. And if you click on that, it'll say share my web mix. And once you choose to share your web mix, you will get your own personal URL that you can post it anywhere. You can send that link directly to parents, and they can access it on their phones, their iPads, whatever they might have at home, and they don't need any kind of password and username to log into Symbaloo. Also, this will allow other people who are interested in that same topic to search and find and share your web mix. And so I'm going to go ahead and choose Share My Webmix. And then, for instance, I'll show you one. Like the digital image one. That is one that I found using some Chromebook things with my kids in my classroom. And so, and as well as the free digital. So sometimes there are webmixes that are already ready. I've got a great one from Native Americans that another teacher had created. So Shelley's going to show you how do you find those great webmixes that you all are making.
Okay, great. This is a great part of Symbaloo. What we're going to, when you get back to your home screen, you'll see up here in the top left-hand corner, there's a drop-down menu. And here you see all of my webmixes. And if you go all the way to the bottom, you'll see Gallery. And what you'll want to do is click on Gallery, and it will open up a search box. Inside the search box, you can type any topic that you are interested in. For example, it could be penguins, it could be Olympics, anything. And you could find thousands of webmixes possibly that are already created on the topic you're teaching. So why reinvent the wheel? Save time. Look before you start making. You can also, if you find a webmix that you like, you can add it to your webmixes, and then you can take it and make it your own. So maybe there's something on there you wouldn't use, you can delete, you can make it larger and add to it, like I said, just to make it your own. So that's pretty nice.
All right, another place where you can go to find connections with other people is making a profile. And a profile is really just a place that you can find other people that have similar interests, and you can even share webmixes with each other. So we are headed back to, this is my Symbaloo page. If you look on the right-hand side next to the little envelope and hover over the body, it'll scroll down and it's the My Profile. So we'll click on the My Profile, and I already have mine made. Notice that even though I'm presented today, we do share this as a team. So it's just a generic kind of who we are as 5th grade teachers at Scott School in Evansville. So, and then we can share that out with other people to find people who are like us.
Okay, fun to do. This is fun. It's a little more challenging than the graphics that Kimber was showing you earlier for each tile, but if you really want to get fancy, you can use an free online program called PicSlice. And there you can upload, it's just basically a couple steps. You can upload the image that you would like to use, and it will basically chop your image up into pieces, and each piece becomes the image on the tile. So you can see there we made a Flat Stanley webmix, and we used PicSlice to put Flat Stanley on the tiles. And then we made one on the Iditarod, and then I think maybe Symbaloo made this fancy car, the car background. But yeah, it takes a little more time, but it is fun.
It is. So we've gone through this really quickly, and we've spent a lot of time, as you can tell, trying to make it work for us. And so when you're alone, we have added a safety net for places where you can look to find answers to your questions.
Symbaloo has this great webmix with tutorials on how to do everything. You know, if you forget how to do something, if you go to this webmix, all your questions will probably be answered there. You can also go to their website. They have a great forum, and they're also really great about answering questions when you email. They get back to you really quick, so it's really nice. I can't imagine not using this. It really saves on paper. It also, you could probably eliminate a few of your filing cabinets just by using Symbaloo to help organize your teaching teacher work and your student work. It was called, someone asked about the tool to make the pictures like in the Flat Stanley. It's called Pic, P-I-C, Slice. If you just Google Pic Slice.
All right, well, there's a lot of more stuff we could show you on Symbaloo. There's how to edit tiles, how to move tiles. But hopefully this gave you an idea of maybe how you can get started and use it in your classrooms and not overwhelm you with so much information that it scares anybody off, because it is super easy to use, and it has really helped us to manage our curriculum map as well as work to help collaborate within our team.
I like Mary's question there about using Symbaloo to help curate your resources that you learn. If you're doing the 28-day Web 2.0 challenge, that is the perfect start on a Symbaloo webmix. So as you learn your new resource or online tool, you can add those to the 28-day challenge webmix, and there you have all those resources in one spot.
Are there any other questions before we sign off?
So I want to thank you guys for sharing what you do here. This is pretty amazing, and I use Symbaloo as my desktop, but just going through it and watching the ways you're using it, I don't think that I take advantage of all the wonderful, I totally forgot about being able to search for other individuals with like with kind of a common interest for you. So that's a really interesting way to do it. We certainly don't want to reinvent the wheel. That's a great thing. I have used Symbaloo before when I've attended a conference. I know we all go to conferences or even to workshops after school or something, and people are giving you all these great resources, and sometimes I put them somewhere, but just being able to open up a webmix and, quickly while people are sharing those links, go to those websites and pop them into my webmix, and then later go back and actually, as you said, you're able to move those tiles around where you really want them and organize your thoughts. So I find it great. It's almost a way of kind of note-taking, if you will. I think that's a great thing. So tell me, Shelley and Kimber, how have parents responded to having the links in Symbaloo?
I think the parents have responded very positively. It makes finding, as a parent, I think as teachers, we take for granted being able to just get online and finding resources on a specific topic, whether it's adjectives, adverbs, whatever. But from a parent standpoint, that's overwhelming to them when they, to get on the computer and find what would be appropriate for the age level of child they have. That's just too overwhelming. So having these at their fingertips, it speaks for itself. The first year we used Symbaloo in our classrooms, I actually had parents who asked us to put on a presentation to teach them how to use Symbaloo so they could organize their, maybe their bills from home or, shopping. I mean, I personally use it for home too. It's useful in many ways.
It seems a lot of times our parents, especially when a child is struggling with a standard or with a skill, where do we go? What can we do to help them? What can we do to help them? And this is just one quick, easy way to say, here, we've already put this together for you, and you can use it at home on your phone, however it works best.
Someone asked about linking a PDF or a PowerPoint. Yes, you can do both of those. I like storing my PDFs in Dropbox because it's easy to get a link then for your PDF and make it a Symbaloo tile.
Okay, are there any other questions for Shelley or for Kimber? I visited with you ladies. Gosh, has it been like 2 years ago now? That seems so crazy. But I know that, you were just kind of, I think, really just getting started with this. And, I mean, I was very impressed with the ability that it gave you by starting that, signing in as a team, creating that team shared Symbaloo account that, none of you are doing this work in isolation now. So certainly it is a way for you as a team to collaborate. And I know that means a lot to all of us because that is, none of us have the time to do all of this ourselves. So I'm sure you're finding that very helpful.
Yes, very. We've reached out to second grade classrooms across the district, and some of those schools have joined our second grade group. So now we've expanded the collaboration. So really, we're all doing the same work. It just makes sense to share what we're doing.
Well, and that is something that my team, I think that's what we try to do all the time. We always say that the best we can hope to do is connect learners. So just like today's webinar, connecting all the people that we've seen in the chat with you and with you guys. And I know that you both are happy to help people through this process, and I know that they can find you. We can certainly connect people to you, or if you guys feel comfortable putting your email addresses over in the chat. But we really appreciate it, and I think that is the trick. And I know we've talked with Symbaloo, and here in a minute I'm going to introduce Mimi from Symbaloo, but I know we've talked a lot to Symbaloo about how we can, use Symbaloo at a statewide level to really help teachers connect and to get in there together and share that workload. So I think that's important. I see there's some questions going on about resizing the image on a tile. And I think people are kind of answering that. And I know that Mimi put up some update tutorials. So if you're not seeing that chat box, you definitely want to check in there. And one thing I will let you know, Mary Carnahan does archive all of our webinars, so you'll be able to get back to this information later too. And thank you, Kimber and Shelley, for putting up your email addresses. So if anybody wants to and there's Mimi's email address. So if we have no more questions, we'll keep Kimber and Shelley, of course, on the call for a few more minutes for a while in case we do. But I do want to introduce Mimi, who's joined us from Symbaloo. And maybe if you want to turn on your audio, they have been so kind as to kind of offer a prize for everybody that's on with us today. So I'm going to introduce Mimi. And what would you like to share about Symbaloo today, Mimi?
Hi there. Can everyone hear me?
Sure. You sound great.
Okay. So today we're going to share to tell you a little bit more about the certification that we offer. So we offer 2 different levels of training, and today you can get Symbaloo certified under your state. Can everyone still hear me?
I think we lost you for a minute. I can hear you when you said that you're going to help. I think we can now. Go ahead. Start again if you don't mind.
Okay. Okay, so our certification is a series of short tutorials that walk you through the different features that we offer. So there are 1 to 2 minutes video tutorials, and you
No, they lost it. Everybody. They lost it.
I am not sure. Whoa, hold on a second here. I think we're back, maybe. I'm not sure why we keep losing our audio here.
Okay.
We have video. Can people hear
Candace,
me?
Yeah,
okay.
Candace, can you hear me? I'm going to re-unmute Mimi. I don't know what happened there. Okay, Mimi,
so,
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, Mimi.
I can hear
and
you
Mimi,
again. Sorry about that.
Yeah, we really do want to hear you, Mimi, so we're so sorry. But how about third time is absolutely a charm? Third time is a charm. Tell us about the certification.
Okay. So here at Symbaloo, we offer 2 levels of training, and you can get Symbaloo certified under your state. Our certification is a series of short tutorials that will walk you through all the different features that we offer. And they are generally about 1 or 2 minutes videos, and you can complete this certification at your own pace. It generally takes about a couple of hours to, a day to go through the certification. And you can go back to review the certification at any time, and we keep the tutorials always up to date. For the 2 different certifications that we offer the basic certification, which will help you learn everything you need to know about Symbaloo. And once you finish, you can also unlock a student certification, and we'll send that to you in the email after you complete the certification. The student certification shows your student the very basic of Symbaloo, how to create a tile, how to create a webmix, how to use the webmix that you create for them. And then they also get training on digital citizenship and internet safety. And then the second certification training that we offer is a PD certification, which is a premium certification that show you how to use Symbaloo with your students, train you on other Web 2.0 tools, and valuable resources specific to the grade level that you teach. So it generally costs $10 for the basic certification and $40 for the PD. But as Candace said, we're going to share the basic certification with everyone today. And if you're interested in upgrading your PD, then once you complete your basic certification, you get that in an email that you can upgrade for $30. Yes.
Okay, so that's wonderful. So everybody that's on the call today, so we're going to be able to, Symbaloo has been so kind as to provide that. And so what's going to happen is Mary Carnahan has a whole list of codes that Mimi and Symbaloo provided to us. So when all of this is over, Mary always sends out an email to everyone, because you also earn professional growth points for Indiana by participating in our webinars. And so then Mary will be emailing everyone in the next few days. She'll be letting you know that you participated and giving you a code. So then that code will allow you to go in and to go through that and earn your basic certification and become Symbaloo certified. And that'll be an amazing thing for our state to have all of these certified people there. So we really do appreciate Symbaloo and appreciate them doing that for us. And Mimi, thanks so much for being part of the work that we have going on in Indiana.
Hello, can everyone still hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, yeah. We're also, after you're finished with the certification, then you can update your profile and then get listed under Indiana. So we can see all the educators are coming from Indiana.
That's wonderful. And the other thing that I'd like to throw out there to everybody is I hope that people are familiar with our Summer of eLearning. Last summer, we had 17 conferences around the state of Indiana where we offered thousands of sessions for teachers in getting kind of digital. And the Summer of eLearning 2 will be coming out this coming summer. We're going to have 19 conferences. And I know those conferences are just starting to come together now, and I know they're going to be looking for presenters. I can't think of anything better than educators from around the state presenting on how they're using Symbaloo if you find it helpful. So if you can get certified and offer that as a session at some of our conferences that are close to you, I think that would be a great thing for sharing the learning across our state.
Wow, that's a great idea, Candace. We'll love to see that too. And then we'll, support you in any way we can.
Thank you. Well, do we have any other final questions, or Kimber or Shelley, does anybody else, or Mary, think of anything else we want to share, or Mimi, anything else you'd like to add?
Kimber and Shelley?
I think we're good. And we'd be happy if anybody has any questions. We both provided our emails. Again, Shelley is lower elementary and I'm upper elementary. So if anybody has any questions or would like some links to see what kind of web mixes we've put together, we'd be happy to share those with them if they'd like to email us.
Thanks so much, Mary. There were a couple of questions that came through that haven't been answered. One was, how do you search for tiles?
Sure, I can help answer that question. Yeah, so in that section right there, we can search for any tile. If you were to search for Discovery Education, then it's already in the gallery, then you'll be able to just click and drop it into your webmix. And if you don't see it in the tile gallery, then you can always create your own. And you can search, and then in that drop-down, you can search for, webmixes and search in the gallery that way. And then you can also search for profile as well.
And thanks there was another question about whether Symbaloo can be embedded in My Big Campus. I don't know if Kimber and Shelley, if you guys are My Big Campus users and would know the answer to that question or not.
You can add a web link to My Big Campus just like you would any web address. You would use the link that you're seeing right here, and then you can add it into a bundle in My Big Campus or just share it out as a link to your group. And if you are wanting to embed it on a blog or a website, then you would just simply choose this embed code, and then you would copy that and you would paste it, and then the people that would look at your website or your blog would be looking specifically at the web mix that you embed.
Yeah, and I think it goes back the other way. So I think that, inside of My Big Campus, inside of bundles, you can obviously insert URLs and links out. So I'm assuming that you could then, if you had a web mix created for a specific thing, you could link inside the bundle straight out to the web mix.
Correct.
So I think that would happen. Is there any other questions? Well, I really appreciate everybody taking time out of their busy and cold afternoon to join together today for some learning. Thanks once again, Shelley Breivogel and Kimber Scarlett from the Evansville-Vandenberg School Corporation, Scott School, and also all of our friends at Symbaloo, and specifically Mimi Chow for being here with us today. And I want to thank Mary Carnahan, as always, for being our producer on today's webinar. And Mary, did you have anything else you wanted me to share? She sometimes takes me back to our PowerPoint if there's anything else you want me to share. I do hope that everybody will check out the Office of eLearning and participate in our upcoming Digital Learning Month. But also, don't forget about Thursday, our Twitter chat that we will be hosting. And if this Thursday you can't be there, I hope that you'll start following that hashtag and join us. So you can see there on the screen now, she's showed us how to find out. We will be having more webinars coming up in February. Mary will get those posted pretty soon about what our topics are. And, we're always looking for topics. So if you have an interest, you've heard about something going on out there in the educational technology world, and you'd like to know more about it, we're happy to plan a webinar and find people that are using it out in our schools and bring them on to share in the learning. So thank you so much for being with us, everyone, today. Stay safe, and we'll see you soon.